Hi there and welcome once again to Northern Kentucky Spotlight, brought to you by CVG. And our monthly sponsor this time around, HR Elements. I'm Catherine Nero, here once again. Jeremy Schrand is back, the Director of Marketing and Communications for the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. We're so glad to be here in the Talent Magnet Institute podcast studio.
So today our topics, we're going to be bringing a conference to our region. So we've got Abby Gerwe here from Queen City Destination, and then also the Wave Foundation from Newport Aquarium is going to be here today.
We'll talk about all that great stuff,
Yep.
and a huge announcement today on the Ovation site in Newport. We're going to get the inner workings of that. You'll only get it here coming up in just a few minutes. Brent Cooper is going to be here to give us those details. But first, we want to talk about where we are.
Yeah, before we get started, I'd like to give a special shout out to our studio sponsor, IMPACT Cowork. They have a great co-working space located in Newport, Kentucky with all the amenities, plus great parking, and the Talent Magnet Institute podcast studio, which we're at today. And if you need to find out more details or you're looking for co-working space, check out impactcowork.com to find out more.
And as we mentioned, we were going to talk about what it takes to bring a conference to this area. And Abby Gerwe is here of Queen City Destination, your company, headquartered in Covington. Abby is the owner and lead planner at Queen City Destination, a greater Cincinnati-based destination and event management firm specializing in groups traveling to the tri-state. QCD curates personalized events steeped in hometown tradition, local customs, and experiences unique to the Queen City and Northern Kentucky. That sounds awesome. Abby, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
And wow, you read that so well. I should put that blurb on our website.
Well, let's talk about where did this whole idea come from?
Well, I'm born and raised here in the greater Cincinnati area, actually just up the street from where we are today. But after college, I went off to Nashville, Tennessee for...
As one does. That happens.
Yes. Take a little break. Now I'm back. But went off to Nashville, Tennessee for a few years, where I worked in the event and hospitality area, specifically at the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, wow.
And also at the Nashville Business Journal there in Nashville. So I got to work with a lot of destination management companies day in and day out, learn what they're all about, learn the business of it, and really developed a passion for delivering an authentic local experience to groups that traveled to Nashville. And as my husband and I were both from here, looked at next steps in our lives, moving back home, I realized that's what I wanted to do, was show off my hometown for a living. And so enter Queen City Destination.
Awesome.
So when you were working on bringing a company's conference to town,
Yeah.
what is the number one request that you get from them?
I mean, honestly, it just depends. It depends on the group size. It depends on what they're looking to do, how many days that they're here. You get a range of requests, and I get a lot of odd requests too. You'll never believe some of the things I've been asked to do, but ultimately it always boils down to, we want to do what a local would do. We want to do what a Cincinnatian would do, a Northern Kentuckian would do. So we always, intermix local whenever we can. So whether that's showing up to the airport with a goodie bag, like a Hen and Gin goodie bag, Hen of the Woods potato chips,
Nice.
and New Riff Gin. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You
That's
can't
good
beat
stuff.
that.
That's good
and that's
stuff.
the moment you get off the airplane, welcome to Greater Cincinnati. Here's what we
Here's
would
dinner.
eat. Yeah.
Potato chips and gin.
Here is a welcome snack. So we just try to make sure that everything we are doing is what a local would do. So no matter what they ask, we try to make sure we make that happen.
I got to know, though, what are some of these
Yeah,
weird things?
I was just going to follow up
What's
with
some
that.
of the craziest things you've been asked to do?
Well,
You don't have to tell us the company name, but you
I'm
can
not
just
going to,
give us
no details, but I'll give you an outside perspective. I spent the last week and a half driving around. I mean, I've gone 2 hours outside of the city either way, trying to source a hayride wagon.
Okay.
It has been very difficult. Now, when I got the request, I thought,
No
oh my
problem,
God, no
right?
problem. I mean, come on, I've been
We got
to
the country.
hundreds of hayrides. Well, I can't get them from 2 hours outside of the city into Cincinnati. They can't get on the highway.
That's a valid
I can't
point.
put
I never thought about that.
Yeah, I can't put 12 people on this standing up and dancing. So making sure to find, the perfect wagon that's perfect for my client has been difficult. And yes, a request I have never had before.
Did you find one?
Yeah.
TBD.
TBD.
Okay.
Anyone
So
on the
anyone
podcast
out there,
listening,
anyone in Chamberlain that
you
knows where we
can
can get
get
a
a
hayride
hayride.
message
wagon.
Yeah.
me on Instagram.
There you go.
Yeah.
What do you when conferences are coming coming here or
Yeah.
looking to come here, what is the, like, if you were to sell this area, here's the one reason you should come, what is it?
The people. I mean, easy, hands down. Obviously Cincinnati has a lot of what groups are looking for. Great places to drink, great places to eat, great places to see the arts, great places to go see sports. But I'm not going to lie, a lot of cities have that.
Yeah.
I think something that we have here that a lot of cities don't is a southern kind of hospitality feel in the north. Or
I would say this
in
is where the
Midwest.
South starts. I'm a Southerner
Totally.
myself too, and you living in Nashville.
Yeah.
This you still have, especially in Northern Kentucky. Let's be fair.
Totally.
That just sweet open the door for you, waving to the neighbor down the
Totally.
street. You don't get that a lot of places.
You certainly don't where I came from even. I mean, I feel more at home than I've ever felt. Granted, I know my family lives down the street now, but
That's a birthright in Northern Kentucky.
yeah,
It's a requirement.
And everyone here is so friendly and accommodating. Any odd request that I've ever gotten from a client or any out there idea that I wanted to facilitate for a client, every single vendor, restaurant, staff person that I've asked to help us with it has always been open-minded and willing to try anything
Awesome.
with us. So it's definitely the people.
So, what was the most exciting or interesting event you've been able to work with in our region?
I want to be doing a lot of exciting and interesting events, and we have a lot of exciting and interesting events coming up, but the one that comes to my mind right now is just any event that we're partnering with the CVB on, the Convention Visitors Bureau. So we partner with them to bring meeting planners into town who are considering bringing their meeting here to Greater Cincinnati. So more recently, we did a 45-person dinner that was all healthcare meeting planners. They are looking for a location for their next meeting, conference, what have you, and we brought them in. Queen City Destination did the elements for their dinner out, and we got to join them at the table, talk about what we would love to do for their companies when they travel here to Cincinnati, some of our ideas that we have to really push that local flavor, and just get to know what they loved the most about visiting Cincinnati, Greater Cincinnati specifically. They were here for 3 days, and we've had a couple reach back out interested in coming back. So that's the most exciting to us, is just, really touching on those people who are looking forward to coming into town and hand-holding them through the process.
Fun.
What's the best advice you give somebody if they're looking to put a conference in this area?
Call us first and foremost.
Of course, of course.
I mean, I wouldn't be the founder if I didn't say that. But secondly, and in all honesty, I would look for someone you can partner with who knows what's going on in the city. So it's really easy to get on Google and try to put items together, but us and others as event planners and destination management companies have the best vendors in town on our list. We know where you should go, what you should be doing, what the fair pricing is, and what's going to work for you the date you're coming into the city. I laugh a lot about, I don't know if you saw about the NFL draft being in Nashville.
Yes,
the
yes.
bachelorette party's
Yes.
crying.
Yeah.
We know what's happening in the city. We know when to say, oh gosh, this is going to be here. So let's try something new. Let's go this way. And you can't get that on Google.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. That's awesome. This is
Okay.
great.
Well, before we let you go,
Yeah.
we're asking everybody the same question this year, and you're going to have a really, really, really great answer for this, I
am.
think.
Guaranteed.
When you bring somebody in from out of town,
Yeah.
like you do,
Yeah.
where do you recommend they go? What's the top spot?
Well, as extra as I sometimes seem and act, I'm also very, very simple, and I like just a simple night out, and I think it goes a long way to just be calm, simple, and local. My favorite thing to do is walk around Main Strasse. I mean, I don't think you can beat it. A lot of people who haven't been here before don't even know Main Strasse exists. So my ultimate for a family member, friend, client would be dinner at Otto's. I can't get enough of it. And then drinks at Wise Guys above Goodfellas Pizza. Can't beat it. And they're always playing 90s jams. I mean, it's the best
That
place to
alone
be.
just sold me on it right there. I haven't been to Wise Guys in a while.
Yeah.
It's Travel and Tourism Week and Travel and Tourism Month and all of that great stuff. So we thank you for coming in.
Thank
This
you
is
for
great.
having me. I
Super
really
interesting.
appreciate it.
Really great. Abby, thanks so much. And stick with us. We're going to be right back in just a few. CVG is committed to supporting the region's growth and success for years to come as the premier airport for the tri-state region, an active community leader that helps drive economic growth, and an innovator that delivers an unforgettably positive experience. And welcome back to Northern Kentucky Spotlight. We have a very special guest, don't we, Jerry? It's the boss.
He's checking up on me.
That's right.
He's making sure we're doing this right.
Brent Cooper, of course, the president of the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, is here, and we're going to be talking about the huge announcement today about the Ovation site.
Absolutely, very
got
excited.
Some deets for us, right?
We got
coming
some
up.
details, absolutely.
All right, that's coming up in just a little bit, but we've got some other great news as well. Just this week, the Cincinnati Zoo and the Newport Aquarium were got national attention, and we're going to be talking with some folks from the Newport Aquarium coming up in just a little bit. Best in the nation was the Cincinnati Zoo, according to the USA Today readers poll, and the Newport Aquarium was number 6 in that same poll. We are very lucky to have these in our midst.
Got to get here. Got to see those places.
Got it maybe in the same day if you work at hard enough. And both were a part of the Staycation showcase on Fountain Square this week. I got to go to this. I was so excited. It's like, when we were talking to Abby before, just seeing all the great stuff that's happening in this area and just to see it all in one place, it was just fantastic.
I can't believe we missed you. We were there too.
Oh, is that right?
We were all there
Yeah.
running around. It was a wonderful event.
Yeah,
It was. It was really
that
nice.
just shows how many people.
And I
were
got my
there.
picture with Thor, and I felt good
Well,
about
that
myself.
really says it all right
Actually,
there.
I felt pretty bad about myself. But
But 40 organizations. The whole idea is take a vacation in your own city, and we can do that. Northern Kentucky or Cincinnati or both.
absolutely.
Speaking of Northern Kentucky, you two saw this week on Netflix. Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. The Ted Bundy movie came out. It was, of course, shot a lot of it throughout Northern Kentucky.
Yes, it was incredible. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it.
It's on Netflix.
You'll
Efron
recognize
is
all
amazing.
kinds of locations too, and you're right. Yeah, Zac Efron was great.
Yeah.
I was just saying how my kids went from seeing him as in a High School Musical, and then my oldest daughter's about to graduate high school is now seeing him as
As Ted
Shockingly
Bundy.
Evil. Yeah,
Yeah.
Listen,
He was
if
great.
if the homework assignment is to watch Zac Efron, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's field research. I'll do it
But
for you too.
it might make you scared of him. And it was
Doubtful.
really interesting too to see
Yeah.
Main Strasse with mountains.
Yes, that is
That was
crazy.
really
There's
cool, but-
that was nuts to see. All right, so let's talk about the big announcement that came just this morning, Brent, about the Ovation site, that 25-acre site there, prime real estate in Newport, and what's going to happen there.
Yes, so Corporex is partnered with a company called AEG Presents. They actually have music venues in Pittsburgh and Columbus, and they're going to create this music venue right here in Newport, just next to where the courthouse is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's phase 1 of their overall project. We're going to see future announcements with phase 2 and phase 3 coming. But this is a big deal. They'll be able to seat 7,000 people in the front, 3,000 people indoors. They're projecting 30 outdoor concerts a year and 180 events total. 180 events, 400,000 to 500,000 people coming here to Northern Kentucky. It's just really mind-boggling and exciting. And there'll be parking there as well. I think they're starting out with 500 parking spots there underneath, but additional parking will be coming over time.
Yeah,
And so-
it seems like it's kind of like what Horseshoe tried to do. That has kind of gone away. Like there were some really great concerts there, like at the outdoor
And
and,
then
the indoor.
stopped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just stopped
you're right.
because they didn't have the company behind it to book the talent, and that's kind of what this project. That's why they partnered with.
and
people they did.
It gives us one more amenity for
Mm-hmm.
conventions, for people coming into the region, and from a chamber perspective, just our events. I mean, I'm looking forward to be able to use that as well for things that are going to happen. So, and we were also talking about with the Jack's Casino being taken over with Hard Rock. And they also own Turfway. So there's all these things happening here.
Right.
It's just an exciting time to be in Northern Kentucky. I said, remember this day, because we will all see this being built, and our kids will see it, and they'll be going to concerts there. And we'll have all these things pop up now. Businesses, people living down here a lot more. People are coming back.
Well, and this is, as you said, phase 1, and in the artist renderings, you can see that they've got, and again, they're renderings, but mixed use. Like you've got
right.
retail, you've got giant stores, and you've got, of course, apartments and condos and things like that for people who want to live down on the river. And by the way, best view in Northern Kentucky, or Cincinnati, right there, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're right on 2 rivers. I
Yeah.
mean, with the Licking and the Ohio and the Cincinnati skyline, I think it's the perfect venue for this. And I think, again, it gives us another amenity to market the greater Cincinnati region, but Northern Kentucky in particular. So I said earlier today, the Chamber's mission is to promote business growth and an improved economy, and my job just got a lot easier.
Yeah, you check that box.
Check that
can't
box. So
Well,
I've been doing cartwheels all day.
Yeah.
This is awesome stuff, but we're gonna bring it down for a second here. The Roebling is still closed,
And, like, will be forever.
It's gonna be closed for a while,
I
but
know.
at least people have been able to go down and get their pictures for social media.
I'm telling you, I've
which
done
we
it
do not
twice
recommend
now.
you do that. Stay off the road.
Yeah, don't do
Be
it.
careful. It's dangerous down there. But there is going to be a pub crawl there. We're gonna make some lemonade out of those lemons.
That's right.
The pub crawl is going to start at Keystone at 1, and it ends at the Gruff at 4 o'clock.
And then also there are tours. This is all on Saturday. And what's cool is if you've never been on a tour of the suspension bridge, you might think, oh, I know everything about it. There's a lot of stuff. It's amazing. Like when they talk about changing the lights and stuff, it's great. And also a new group, a pretty big group of youth leaders has been recognized by the Chamber.
Yes, that's our RYL class was announced. It's juniors in high school for the 2020 Regional Youth Leadership class, and it's a really great program. Brent's daughter went through it.
Yep. I mean, there's been so many kids go through this on both sides of the river, and it's life altering for them. They use the community as a classroom to grow as future leaders, and I think it's something that everybody benefits from in the long term. So, and we now have a continuum now with regional youth leadership Northern Kentucky, our Northern Kentucky Young Professionals, which is it's up over 30% in the last few months. So now you can start to see us developing future leaders for, and it's something that's very
It
special.
helps keep them here, too.
It helps keep them here,
Let's
absolutely.
not forget that. Speaking of which, Northern Kentucky University has started a huge campaign. It's called Further Faster. And this is interesting. I didn't realize they had not done a campaign since 2005. And think about how much that university has changed since 2005. I mean, amazing improvements. So $75 million capital campaign. They're looking for a bigger endowment, private support. And it's all of this is to help student success. All of it. It's not to build buildings. It's to help students succeed. And then finally, happy birthday to Redwood. It's not like a milestone number, but it's a huge one. It's 66 years of helping folks in Fort Mitchell of all ages, from preschool to 85 plus with special needs. And so we thank them for all they've done with those people with disabilities over the
Congrats, Redwood.
years. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it for our Business Week in Review. We're going to take another short break real quick, and we'll be back with the Wave Foundation.
From the Newport Aquarium, so stay with us. HR Elements is a scalable outsourced advisory firm that enhances internal HR resources to achieve your goals. Whether it's part-time or full-time, our professionals provide, create, and strategically support the HR resources you need. For more information about how they can help your organization, call Tina Taylor at 513-313-0501 or check them out at hr-elements.com. And we're back here on Northern Kentucky Spotlight, and we're talking about, we're talking travel and tourism a lot today. And specifically, we're going to talk about what's going on at the Newport Aquarium. And we're going to be talking with Scott Wingate, the Executive Director of the Wave Foundation. So first of all, thank you for coming in.
It's a delight to be here. Thanks for having me.
Tell me about the Wave Foundation and what it does.
All right, so we are the nonprofit partner of the Newport Aquarium, and we focus on creating community change through our education programs, our conservation initiatives, and our volunteer services.
So if we've seen you out in the community at schools and stuff like that, that's the Wave Foundation.
Yes, very much so. We bring live sharks, stingrays, and lake sturgeon, as well as penguins into classrooms to inspire kids about wildlife.
everybody loves a penguin.
Yeah, the teachers especially. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like that.
yeah.
How do you
Yes.
follow a penguin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so let's see here. The Wave Foundation has been pretty far-reaching beyond the tri-state. Where else have you traveled, sharing the waves and Newport Aquarium's mission?
Yeah, so one place we always go annually is down to Washington, D.C. to influence our legislators to pass more pro-marine protection acts to protect some of the wildlife that we feature at the Newport Aquarium.
You've been doing this. This is 20 years for the aquarium, so
Yes.
20 years for the Wave Foundation. What kind of impact has that been, and how does it feel to make that sort of impact?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, after 2 decades, it's been amazing. You know, we were able to inspire people, millions a year, to be able to peek under the surface of the ocean and see some of the wildlife that we love and translate that love into conservation action.
Okay, so as we talked about in the Business Week in Review, you guys were just named number 6 in USA Today.
Yes.
What do you think it is about Newport Aquarium that keeps putting it up there on that top list?
Well, I would say several things. One, we're a community resource for education, so we're trusted and credible in the community. And we also innovate. Every year we come out with at least one new exhibit that highlights some of the wildlife, whether it be freshwater or marine, penguins or fish, sharks, anything in between.
And you mentioned the new exhibit, Freshwater Falls. How was that? How does that going over? What was it like to open something like that?
Well, it was really great because a lot of people revel in the wonder and beauty of the falls, but never really peek underneath. So we're able to feature species from all around the world, including Africa, South America, and really highlight those species when people look at the falls, to be able to peek underneath there and see what's going on.
So let's get a little bit about you.
Sure.
So what's your favorite part about what you do and when you're working with the Newport Aquarium?
Oh my gosh. Well, I wake up every day and I love to educate people and teach kids to love wildlife before we ask them to save wildlife. That's what gets me out of bed every morning, making sure that we're passing on the next generation of conservation leaders and educators to be able to make sure that we're good stewards of the earth and have wildlife to look forward to.
Yes. So what got you into this field?
Yeah, I was going to say, how did you get to run the Wave Foundation?
Well, actually, I graduated from Ohio State and I graduated with a degree in biology, and I had planned on going into med school. And I felt like I didn't want to go to school anymore. So I made a great choice and went into nonprofit management and education. And here I am so many years later.
What is the reaction when and I realize when you take a penguin into a classroom, everybody's going to ooh and ah, but about the conservation efforts and those sorts of things, it seems like the younger generation gets it more than the rest of us maybe do.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, we talk about animal magnetism. So whenever you bring an animal into anywhere, kids and parents alike love it, and they ask questions, and we leverage that natural curiosity into teaching the scientific method.
Excellent. So, we've been talking a lot about it's travel a month, and that's what the chamber's focusing on. So, other than the aquarium, if you were going to bring people in from out of town, where do you take them?
We first visit the aquarium, and then after that, we go to the Prohibition Bar and to Pompilio's right there in Newport.
Oh,
Yep.
Pompilio's,
Awesome.
yes, very nice.
It's real close to us here. We could probably walk there.
And walk
and
down
get
there.
some
You
pasta.
walk
Yeah.
off the pasta. There you go.
Definitely.
Scott, thanks so much, and thanks for all you guys do at the aquarium.
Thank you.
And spreading the good word. We appreciate it very
Appreciate
much.
it. Thanks, guys.
I tell you what, this is a good one. Jeremy, this was
Yeah.
a good one. We've
Yeah.
got a good one going on. And just as a reminder, we are here every Thursday, 3 o'clock, live on Facebook. But in addition to that, this is an audio podcast, so you can listen to it anytime if you can't sit in front of your computer.
Anywhere
and do
you
this.
can find your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all those great places. Next week, we're going to have another great show for you. We're going to be talking about 2 different family-owned businesses, one that's been around for like 50 years and one that's just starting up. It's Blue Marble Books from Fort Thomas, so if you're a fan of the Blue Marble Books or want to find out more, come and tune in and listen to that. And then Boom Dia, a new massage and wellness part.
Are we getting massages next week? I just want to be clear here. Is that...
I think we might be able to
he said yes.
wheel and deal some stuff out of it.
And so we shall see. So again, thank you for joining us for the Northern Kentucky Spotlight, brought to you by CVG. We want to thank once again the monthly sponsor HR Elements and our studio sponsor, as always, Talent Magnet Institute Podcast Studio here at IMPACT Cowork in Newport. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank Abby as well. And we will see you right back here next week.